The Guardian.
Hi, this is Jo Nesbo. I'm here with the Guardian Children's Books podcast. And I'm here with a group of young people from Bristol. And we're going to start off with a test. You are going to try to pronounce my name correctly because I'm not, as you probably can tell, I'm not English. I'm from a small country called Norway. How do you think my name is pronounced?
Well, my mum looked it up and she thinks you pronounce it you.
That's pretty close. That's my first name and my surname.
I cannot remember.
No, me neither. Actually, it's a bit confusing because I've been traveling to so many countries and they pronounce it quite differently from country to country. So I have sort of a pronunciation which I use in Norway and then one for every country. In England, it's normally just Nesbo. So I do remember the English one. But how do you think it's pronounced in Norwegian? Any suggestions? Nesbo. No, that last letter is very strange. An O with a sort of a slash. Yeah, and that's in Norwegian. I'm going to pronounce it for you. It's Jo Nesbo.
Jo Nesbo.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Not bad. Okay, let's talk about Dr. Proctor. What do you say? Yeah.
I'm Rowan. When you wake up in the morning, how do you decide whether to be a crime writer for adults or a children's author? Does it depend on which side of the bed you get out of?
Good question. It may depend on which side of the bed I slept on. I know instantly when I wake up whether it's going to be a crime writing day or Dr. Proctor's writing day. But I don't know why. Maybe in something I dreamt during the night. I'm not sure.
I'm Ella. Which do you enjoy more, writing more, children's books or adult ones?
I enjoy the children's books more. It's more fun. It's like when I write the adults books about Harry Hole. It's a big plot with many people in it, and it's so much going on. It sometimes feel like trying to conduct a symphony orchestra, while writing about Dr. Proctor, it's more like playing with my band, a drummer and a bass player and a guitarist and me singing. And so we can improvise more and have more fun, and we don't have to plan that much. But it's still difficult. I mean, you children, you are not easy to please. So I have to be at my best all the time.
I'm Kieran. Why don't you have a picture of yourself and some information of yourself at the back of the book?
I agree. I think I should have that. My publisher is here, so I'll ask her, and we can say, please, can I have a big picture of myself, looking my best, and some really detailed information about myself. I think people would be interested in that. Less about Dr. Proctor, more about me. I think that's we'll focus on that for the next book.
I'm Tara. Do you write somewhere special? If so, what is it like?
If I write somewhere special? Oh, yeah. Well, it's very strange because I have this big room at home with a big desk and a big laptop and a view of the city, which should be perfect for writing. But for some strange reason, I find it very difficult to write there. So I will go outside to a coffee shop or something and sit where there's people. I have this tiny place where they know I'm coming there to write. So often there's a special table that I like to sit at, and sometimes people are very friendly, so they will finish their coffee and move because they know that's my table. So I will sit there, but I travel a lot because I have to, because of my books, and to speak to journalists and to children like you and people. And then I like to write in airports and on airplanes and on trains, not on buses and cars, but trains are great for writing.
I'm Ella. Can you tell us why Nilly is so small? He is such a big character and acts like a big man. We often forget that he is tiny.
The reason was that when I came up with the idea for the Dr. Proctor series, My daughter, she suggested certain things that she wanted in the story. First of all, she wanted the dinosaur. She didn't get the dinosaur. And she wanted the potatoes. She didn't get the potato either. But then she wanted the mad professor, which she got. And then she wanted a really nice girl that looked a bit like her, which is Lisa. She got that too. And she didn't really want the farting. I wanted the farting. And then at the time, she was a bit afraid of boys. So she wanted the boy in the story, but she wanted the boy to be much smaller than the girl. So that's why I came up with Nelly, who's really, really tiny.
In our new book, The Great Gold Robbery, you take Dr. Proctor, Nelly and Lisa to England, Great and Small Britain. What made you choose to do that?
I guess one of the reasons was that I went to England when I was young. So my parents took me to England, so I've always been fascinated with London and England. And also there are so many famous places in London that you don't have to be English to have an idea what Big Ben is like, or what going to Wembley Stadium is about. Most kids around the world know something about England and London.
I'm Rowan. Do you love or hate moustaches? We have noticed the appearance of some interesting ones in the books.
Yeah. There's this area in the middle of Norway, a town called Trondheim, where for some reason all the men there seem to have moustaches, and even some of the women. I don't know why, but these guys, these police officers, they are probably from that area. Because there's a lot of police officers coming from that area too. They will sort of be police officers all over the country, but they were all born in the same place. And I think most of them were born with moustaches.
I'm Ella. How do you manage to dream up all the crazy funny things like moon chameleons, balancing shoes and fart powder, to name only a few?
I think that is exactly what I do. I dream them up. I wake up in the morning and they are there. I don't know where they came from, but suddenly they're just there.
I'm Tara. Would you like to try out fart powder?
I would. I definitely would. The original fart powder was quite boring because that was made to make people not fart, that they would buy it before they went to, funerals and serious occasions like that. But it was much more fun when Nelly reversed the formula, so the powder would make you fart like really loudly. And do any of you have brothers? Okay, three of you have brothers. And I grew up with two brothers, so we were three brothers. And I don't know about girls, but brothers, they all like farting. So I grew up, we were farting all the time, It was a never-ending farting competition. My mother didn't like that very much, but my father would sometimes, when my mother wasn't there, he would sometimes join in.
I'm Kieran. Most of your books involve a Norwegian sewer. Is there a reason for this?
No, it was just I wanted a sewer in the story. I'm sure there is a sewer. I mean, I know there is a sewer, and I know there's lots of rats down there because there was on the TV. Some people went down into the sewer, and there were lots of rats down there. I maybe that's what inspired the sewer in the story. And of course, in my story, there are lots of rats, and there are a Mongolian water rat there, the size of a human being. They haven't proved that there are Mongolian water rats down in the sewer in Oslo, but I think it's just a matter of time before they prove that there's lots of Mongolian water rats down there.
I'm Ella. Are the books based on your childhood? We like the way you deal with bullying. Did you know a Charles and Trim when you were little?
Yeah, I've known a couple of them. And the bad thing is that they are big and they are strong. The good thing is that they are usually very stupid, just like in the book. So they are easy to fool, So I guess I did the same thing that Nelly does. He uses his brain to fool them and to trick them and to win.
I'm Rowan. Of the books you have written, do you have a favourite?
No, that would be like asking if I have a favourite son or daughter. I don't. I like them all for different reasons.
I'm Kieran. Will you ever write a book about animals you wish didn't exist?
I've been thinking about that. The book, Animals You Wish Didn't Exist, nearly claims that his grandfather wrote that book, and it's 600 pages thick with all kinds of strange animals. And in Oslo, there's an exhibition with some of these animals. And if you're ever in Oslo, you should come and see that exhibition. It's lots of crazy and scary animals. We'll see.
I'm Kieran. You speak perfect English, but do you write your books in Norwegian?
I do. Thank you so much for saying that. But I guess you can tell I don't speak perfect English. I speak English with a thick Norwegian accent, and sometimes I can't even find the words in English. So I have to ask either you guys or somebody else, for the right words. And that means I don't really write in English either. I get the spelling wrong, and I can't really find the words. I'm much better in Norwegian. So I was wishing before you came here that you would all speak Norwegian, but somebody told me that you're from Bristol, so don't speak Norwegian.
And that's all the questions we've had. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've been very clever, and I'm very impressed with the questions and your insight in my writing. Thank you.
That's so lovely.
For more great downloads, go to theguardian.com/audio.